to Tim Flynn, who you see there on the right side of the bench, about turning West Virginia's program around. They hired him from Edinburgh. It's now his 8th season with the Mountaineers, and he said he almost put the thing in reverse. Past 3 years, double-digit win seasons, and West Virginia is a real competitor on the national stage and across the Big 12.
Yeah, he mentioned he's starting to get a lot better recruits. They started with Peyton Hall, and now Ty Waters, Strickenberger. They got a lot of dudes who can compete for the podium at NCAAs later in March.
Hall, a third-place finisher at 165 a year ago, a real leader for the locker room. 133, we've got the freshman Gunnar Andrick up against Ethan Oakley, second year with the Carolina program for Oakley after coming in from App State. Andrick was one of those wrestlers who went out and competed at CKLV. He beat 2 unranked opponents, but lost to Dylan Campbell, 11th ranked in the country from Virginia Tech. And he also faced off against Evan Frost, 3rd ranked in the country at 133. Frost, the eventual champion, and chances are Andrick and Frost will butt heads again.
Yeah, he got his first good opportunity against Frost, but we'll see him later in the Big 12 competition, maybe twice this year. Again, he's got a tough test tonight in Oakley. Oakley knows how to win, but Andrick is tough to score on as well.
Throw a freshman into the fire, not just out west, but now back here when you've got North Carolina tonight, Oklahoma State Sunday. Good luck.
It's not easy. Pair that up with finals and makes for a rough 2 weeks.
What was final season like as a wrestler?
Final season was always so tough because it's so hard to take care of all the little things and manage your weight, manage your body. When you have to sacrifice all that sleep for finals, it just makes all that stuff just so much harder.
Talked to Tony Ramos this week, and he told us that the Tar Heels changed around their practice schedule. Finals are pretty random. You just get a time from the professor, you show up, you take the test. So North Carolina switched it up and said, we're practicing at 7 p.m. And it makes sense because you're competing at 7 p.m. You can line it up.
That's something that the Tar Heels have kind of always done, even going back to the Coleman Scott era, where going into nationals, you start competing later in the night like you do during the tournament, and it helps your body adjust. So it's great that the Tar Heels got the opportunity to do that over finals week.
Rob Cole, Tony Ramos, side by side. Always a pleasure to talk to Tony. You said the finals week and then a couple weeks off prior, they really upped the tempo, upped the difficulty of their workouts. A lot more conditioning, a lot of drill work, and asking guys for a bit more focus, a bit more intensity, forcing a starter like Oakley to face 2 separate wrestlers in the span of 7 minutes.
Andrick in on the leg here in that waterfall position. Oakley's tough to finish on here, traps the arm.
Bit of a feeling out process in the first.
Another stacked ACC weight is 133 pounds. Led by Tyler Knox out of Stanford. Ethan Oakley made the finals of the ACC tournament last year. You got Dylan Campbell, number 11 from Virginia Tech, who actually beat Andrick last week at the CKLV.
And Oakley quickly up to his feet to start the second.
Oakley with an early escape, 11 seconds of riding time. That's big for Oakley. Both these wrestlers got pretty close to a score in the first period. Good counter defense by both wrestlers. Both these wrestlers trying to work on the head, establish their ties. More fakes by Andrick. Start to see his action picking up a little bit more.
Oakley's gone at the right knee of Gunnar Andrick a couple times. been successful yet.
Good fake attempts by both guys. Underhook attempt by Andrick. Good solid defense by Oakley. Neither one of these wrestlers really able to establish a dominant position on their feet here.
Andrick has already picked up a stall warning, so that's something to keep an eye on throughout this final 20 seconds of the second and the third. Another call will double Ethan Oakley's lead.
10 seconds. Could see an outside shot by either of these guys.
Andrick's choice for the third.
He's thinking about neutral, it looks like. He looks over to his coaches. He's going to end up taking bottom. Oakley, a veteran. He's experienced on top.
All Andrick needs is an escape to tie it. True freshman who was a 4-time state champion. Point Pleasant High School on the opposite side of the state from Morgantown. But one of 7 true freshmen in the program this year. And one of 2 that we'll see tonight.
Oakley running that heavy spiral ride, making it tough for Andrick to get to his feet. Good job by Oakley staying heavy as Andrick looks to build quad pod to get up to his feet. And a good hip heist. Good hip heist by Andrick there to get out. We got a 1-1 match with a minute left, just like we expected.
Pretty impressive composure from Andrick as Oakley spun him all around the mat.
That was a hard-fought 40 seconds to get out. Very impressive by Andrick. Based on the fakes and the activity, I think it's going to be a shot. That's a takedown for Oakley with the ice in his veins.
And once Oakley gets those hands in, not one to let him go easy.
And he'll get him back out of the mat. Fake. Oakley did a great job of picking up that activity, adding in fakes with head taps. Great timing on the entry.
And he eventually gets back to the right knee, an area that he had targeted throughout the first 2 periods.
Yeah, he was setting that up in the first and second period just by finding out his timing with the fakes and everything. But we'll have 30 seconds. They're back on their feet with the 1 takedown match.
Andrick's got to pick up the pace.
Good job by Oakley to slow things down. He's going to need to stay disciplined, keep his hands down. We'll see a 20-second sprint by Andrick. We'll see what he has. He's got Oakley to the edge. This could be a stall. In the front headlock by Oakley. This will do it.
The tried and true for Ethan Oakley. Waited out through the first 2 periods, then put on the pressure in the third. The late takedown, picking the right knee, gets Oakley a top 20 win. North Carolina with 2 decision wins, 6-0 Tar Heels through 2 matches.